Hello everyone, we're standing here today at the World Hydrogen Summit in Rotterdam, organized by the Sustainable Energy Council. My name is Johan Wiebe, Executive Director of the Hydrogen Standard, and with me here today stands Julie Lemieux, CEO of Triple Point Resources. Welcome, Julie.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Fantastic for you to be here, thank you as well. So let's get to it. Triple Point Resources, based out of Newfoundland in Canada. Can you please introduce us a little bit to that region?
Yeah, so Newfoundland is on the east side of Canada. It's an island in the Atlantic Ocean where there is a lot of wind. So right now there's at least 5 wind farm developers that are developing like massive wind farm. Because of the wind is there, it's one of the best wind corridor in the world. And at the same time, we own the only proven salt dome on all the eastern seaboard of North America that is right there in the middle of the action out there. And we want to develop it to make sure that the industry will be a big success.
Big success in the industry is definitely something we need, particularly when it comes to hydrogen, and obviously a contributing factor to that is hydrogen storage. One of the important aspects to be able to store energy, and you guys are sort of active in that space. Can you introduce us the topics a little bit on hydrogen storage before we delve a little bit more into the salt dome?
Yeah, hydrogen storage will be a key factor in the entire value chain. The fact that Newfoundland and Labrador have a salt dome, it's not bedded salt, we will be able to store a lot of the energy there. At the same time, we realize that there is a lot of value to help every producer and enable them to do a lot more with the very expensive equipment that they will put in place. We want their wind turbine to be active and be able to harness all the energy they will be able to have, and make sure we will make the most of the energy we can gather in Newfoundland, and they will have excess hydrogen at one point. We'll be able to store it for long duration, and when they will be ready, we'll be able to use this hydrogen for export. We don't know exactly, like everybody here, it's interesting to be here. Everybody start a lot about storage around the world and how it will be critical. It's the same thing in Newfoundland, is how we will develop the industry with basically with a white page in front of us. We need to work together. We need to make sure that we will be able to maximize everybody's investment, but the fact that there is a salt dome in Newfoundland will create an opportunity that is very unique for all Canada to become a real powerhouse on the hydrogen sector.
Powerhouse in the hydrogen sector, that's also something we need across the board. Thank you for the introduction and sort of the hydrogen storage. There are different ways of obviously storing hydrogen, different means as well. Can you tell us a little bit sort of what the attributes are, the key attributes of the salt dome cavern that you guys are operating? Yes, please.
Yeah, so we want to develop those caverns to be able to maximize the industry, like I was saying. And the salt dome is very similar in size with some of the massive salt dome that you see in Louisiana and Texas and in the United States. There is a lot of salt cavern in Europe as well. We've been storing hydrogen in salt cavern for a long time. It's not like in the value chain we're a place where it's well known. It's been developed for so many years. It's safe, it's reliable, you can store it for long duration. It's 10 to 20 times less expensive than any other storage type that you have. We believe it will create a buffer for the industry to be able to really live. Where our project is located is right on the Trans-Canada Highway. So it's already like a transportation corridor. We have a power line that crosses the property as well. There is no residence on top or very close to where we want to develop the asset. And
Let me jump into there because I think there's a lot of interesting points to continue on. Maybe a little bit on the sort of the hydrogen. Where's the hydrogen coming from? Is it also transported in by tube trailers or by pipeline? Is there going to be infrastructure also developed? And who's going to be producing it? Are those sort of like aspects that are already been, I suppose, considered and have put in place? Can you tell us a little bit more about that, please?
Yeah, this is something that, like I was saying, for the industry in Newfoundland and Labrador, we have a white page in front of us. We need to figure out how everything will come into place at one point. The wind farm project that there is right now announced in Newfoundland and Labrador. They're all looking for different solutions. They're all very close to a port. They will have their own export facility. They will produce their hydrogen at the same time. At one point, we can decide to move the excess electron that can be created on the grid, and we can help store the excess that they may have, because like I said, the wind is very important out there, so we will have access to manage, and there's different way to do that. Moving the electron is an easy way to do it, and most likely pipeline can come later in the process.
Okay, so those are sort of like active conversations that are still ongoing with various plans that might be delivered at some point in the near future. Tell us a little bit about the impact on the positive impact on the community and the surroundings.
Yeah, so this asset, like I was in the region for a few sessions with the local communities, it's more than a job. Yes, it will create job when we will be there for construction. After that, we'll have 70, 80 permanent career that will be created there. This asset will be there for generation to come. And we believe like it's going to change maybe the way people live right now, but the ecological impact, having a salt dome in the region, will reduce a lot the footprint of the industry if it's well used, and that's what we bring also, having to deploy what we can do with the salt dome. So for the local community, the footprint will be minimal. One of those caverns can be the equivalent of hundreds of spherical tanks that you will not see at the port. You will be able to have them on the ground, and like I was saying, it's been in use in the oil and gas industry for like close to 60 years or more. So we believe it's great. At the same time, we want to develop it in a way where we will reduce the impact on everything we do. We want to recycle, reuse, repurpose everything we will use. We know, as an example, that the watershed out there is very fragile. It's an island. We don't want to touch the aquifer. The ocean is just right there, 10 kilometers from the ocean. We can use the water from the ocean to solution mine our caverns, something that you don't see that often in the industry, but we believe is the right way to do it. And we know that for local communities, it's something that's very important as well. So we are listening to what people have to say. We're in the region often, and we're listening to any concern that any community can have, and we want to address it. We want to face any question. So we want to create a good impact for the region.
Creating a good impact is obviously very important and a key aspect to have. Very good. Tell us then a little bit finally about sort of the future aspirations of this project, maybe of Triple Point Resources. What do you have in store? What do you have in mind sort of going forward?
Yes, and interesting that you say what you have in store. So what we have in store is this massive asset. Actually, we have two salt domes side by side that will be developed over time. So right now we have historical core that were tested at labs in the United States with one of our partner, Respect, and they told us that the type of salt that we have is some of the best salt for storage of hydrogen and compressed air. So we're very happy with this. And right now we want to do another geotechnical hole that will give us even more data about the compressibility of the dome, potential, how we'll be able to position our first cavern at the best location. Basically, we'll send instrument down that hole that we'll do, and we'll have like a big X-ray of the asset that we have to maximize the space over time and make sure we position it at the right place. So that's for us the next step. At the same time, we're continuing our environmental assessment of the region, continuing to engage and communicate with the local communities. That's something that for me is very, very important. And then we'll have investment decision later on.
Fantastic, Julie Lemieux. That was a whole story, a lot of information. Thank you very much for that elaborate insight into the project Salt Dome that you're exploring. CEO of Triple Point Resources.
Thank you so much.